Good morning. Right now. It is. It is. This is a date. Good morning. Good morning. There's something. Sunday, February 6th is something. Does anybody know what it is besides what it is today? It's somebody's. Is it something? Am I missing something? Hi, I'm Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I'm here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. Yes, at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Eastern time every single day. Are you kidding me? Yes, it's true. And I'm just going to do a quick little movement that I do when I start the show. And I'm so excited that you're here. Hello, Carl Hess. Hello, Carl Hess. What's happening, everybody? I am going to edit the privacy, and now it's public. I am going to edit the post. So now it says 11:11 with Jenna and special guest. She's a special guest. She's shit. I had to say it. I know it's not nice to swear on live streams, but sometimes you just need to, or I do. And I'm going to share this show right now on. No, wait. I can do that well. Let's see who's here. Carl, Julie, Michael. This is a really important show. I mean, they're all fun in their way, right? Seriously? Hold on a second, everybody. Hold the wire. Hold the wire. Hi, it's 11:11. Let's call Jenna now. Butt dial? Okay, bye-bye. My brother. We had fun yesterday. LeeAnn has a new friend, a PFF, puppy friend forever. So excited, so cool. Okay, if you have any friends that, how do I explain this? Today we're going to talk about, we have a nurse coming on, an RN coming on, like decades, 40 years in the business. I'm 38, so I'm going with 48 for 40. Has seen it all. And she specializes now and works with people with incontinence and different things. Can I show you my necklace really quick, by the way? It says Lillian Pearl on it. I bought it in Central Park. Totally worth it. Looks good against the blue. Lillian Pearl. Anyway, I suggest that you share this show. Good morning. Share the show because I think it's really important. And if you have any other nursing medical questions, I'm sure she'd be happy to perhaps discuss them. And have you put your order in for your shirt yet? Coming in hot. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good show. So I quickly am going to share this show on my Jenna Mammina business page, first of all, because it's nurse. Because I need to. And I encourage each and every one of you to share this most important show today. Tonight, we're going to be glamming it up with poetry. Tomorrow morning, we'll be doing some movement and meandering. Tomorrow night, movie night, the movie club tomorrow night. Theme, we'll be talking about last week's rom-com, Tinder Swindler, Holiday, The Starling, and there was one other one. And this week, come with a time travel movie. You gotta, think Time Traveler's Wife, pretty obvious. Others, Back to the Future, just to throw them out there. But right here, right now, ladies and gentlemen, LeeAnn, Maki, Bartz. RN to the stars. She's so cool. She's like, hey, what's up? Hi. There's your standing ovation, which you deserve one every day, every day, every day. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Happy Sunday. Are all Christmas trees removed from the premises? Gone.
In the basement.
Don't you think that Christmas lights just need to stay up year round?
The lights are still on the outside of our house.
Oh, good. I love lights. I love lights. I love to drive around in lights and so what's going on? You posted a most interesting, well, how about you introduce yourself to the millions of people out there that will eventually watch the show, because you know it goes to YouTube. It's on Facebook forever, forever as long as that is. It's on your page and it goes to YouTube. So
cool.
Who knows who's going to watch it, but
I know. Just
hi, Carla. And we are coast to coast right now. And all three, we're tri-coastal right now. Bay Area, New York, Southwest Michigan.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Well, yes, I did post an article that was in the Herald Palladium about how there's been so much more need for security in the hospital setting and violence toward staff members. It's a really factual article. Our security is stepped up. We have in the hospital, we call it a code west, when there's someone acting up to the point that they need strong, security and strong people.
Like code west.
Code west, yep. So we have a lot more of them than I can remember having 2 years ago and beyond. We just have a lot more of them. So people are angry, scared, in denial, whatever. And unfortunately, they're taking it out on us.
Do you know, I'm going to interject and talk about me for a second. I was in the ER this summer and a woman threatened to cut me in the ER, in the lobby.
Yeah, great.
And at first, they didn't do anything about it because they didn't want to. The ER was full. I was I was down below where the steps are on one of those couches because I was trying to stay away. And then as I was being pushed up, because I was in a wheelchair, I was being pushed up the ramp and she was blocking the way with the chair and I couldn't get through. And the nurse that was helping me couldn't get through. And the nurse said, could you please move? And she didn't move. And then she finally moved her chair about this much. And I said, and I was, can you please move? And she said, I'm going to cut you. And I went, can you just back up and I'll just walk up the stairs? And then they had her move the chair. And then a purse got stolen. Someone's purse got stolen in the lobby while we were there waiting in the waiting room.
Crazy.
It's not right.
No, it's not right.
So do things like that happen to the people that are trying to save their lives, our lives?
Yeah, family members, patients. Sometimes, unfortunately, and with the woman you were discussing, it could be mental health disease.
Sure, of course.
So
that's why I said I'm just going to back right up and walk up the stairs and throw up in my little cute bag that they gave me. That's a whole other conversation to have. So,
sure.
And I'm sure it probably happens not just with the patients, but with the patients. Like, are people allowed to go in now?
Yep. I believe now still with COVID, it's one visitor, I'm pretty sure, but 2 or 3 to other people.
Huh. Yeah. So you just kind of keep your head low and do your work and change lives.
I try to ignore it at first, yeah. But when it starts to escalate, you get a doctor. We have 2 dogs in the hospital too. Say
that again, because you went
I think there was articles on 2 security dogs.
Really?
That walk around. Yes. And
They
part of
walk around by themselves, just kind of.
no, they walk with the security guard. They have their security guard, but Inez is one of them. I'm forgetting the other, but they started that before COVID. They started it, and it was because dogs can help diffuse a situation. And in many times it's because people are afraid of dogs, so they'll back off. So we have 2 dogs.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And
Go ahead.
well, I was just going to mention that they are saying that the COVID cases are starting to go down. So we're hoping the hospital go from red, which is the highest alert, to yellow this coming week. And we're, 60s and 70s instead of 70 and 80 patients a day. So.
And is it still at I love this percentage, 110%
Oh, at the hospital?
capacity?
I think we might finally be a little below that. We're not opening the different areas. The ER, instead of 50 people in the ER, there's 27 when I look. So we're going back to more normal numbers this last week. So it's hopeful.
Standing ovation. It's like, what are you doing, Jenna? So you're here for if anyone has any questions, COVID related, medical related, we're here for this. But LeeAnn specializes, and I'm going to let her go from here because I just don't want to say something that's not correct. And I'll pour my hot water.
Okay. Well, I'm a certified wound ostomy continence nurse. I actually did my schooling at Cleveland Clinic in the year 2001, and I've been doing it ever since. In my practice, I really deal more with side effects of continence, although I learned about it. So we were talking a little bit about continence when I was on last time, and I looked around and I found a really interesting article, I thought, that dealt with 394 women in Turkey and asked them about how they react to having incontinence. So they were, I think, a mean age of 56. As we get older, our pelvic floor muscles aren't as strong. Tissues start to get a little, I'll just use the word looser. And so there's more chance for incontinence. One article I read says it's inevitable. I would hope not. We need to pay attention to our bodies and not let it get that far. But these women were medium age, 56 years old, and they were getting help
That's a
now.
great age, by the way. Great age, 56.
It is. It's the perfect. 26 is the new 26, right? 56 right. Is the new 26. Absolutely.
I hated my 26. 26 was awful for me. 56, great. Are you a Sex and the City person? The show?
Oh, I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it, but I'm not watching the new ones. But they've aged. They're doing a new one, right?
And it's great. I love it. It's my I got to ask you a question. How do you blur your background? It's so cool.
I think you might actually be able to do that.
The Zoom thing? This would look really cool blurred, I think.
Yeah,
you
ADD,
background 11 with Jenna and ADT. Look at that. Look at that blurry thing.
You do background filters.
Oh, okay. I'll have to play with
it. It's in the more column.
Oh, and more and Zoom more. Okay, Zoom more.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carla. I'm wearing my friend Carla's ring. Okay, so back to 56 being a great age. Hi, Rob Morocco. And we're in Canada now, too.
Oh, awesome. I love Canada. Well, these women, so what they found when they interviewed all these women were what were the things they did. Interestingly enough to me, most of them prayed that they wouldn't be incontinent. And
they prayed that they wouldn't be incontinent.
They prayed. Mm-hmm. And other things they did was they urinated more often than they needed to try not to have incontinence. They made sure there was a toilet nearby wherever they went. They limited the times they went away and the things they did, which is really sad to me if someone's come that far that they're afraid to go somewhere with their life. And that's certainly a time, if not before, to see a medical professional about that. They use absorbent products to help, and some even bring extra clothing with them no matter where they went. Certainly affecting your life if you're doing any of those things, right? Yeah.
So have you created a workshop for this at all? A conversation? Is this the first time you've talked about it in public?
I've done some nursing in services about different types of incontinence. But no, I've never done this, which was why I kind of brought it up. I think it would be great to talk to more people and let them know, geez, if you're having that, maybe you don't have to, and you're not alone. First of all, go to your doctor, get help.
How do you think, what do you think can help? What do you believe helps? See,
So it depends upon
praying
the type.
probably does help, I think.
I think it could.
Praying and using doing Kegels at the same time, maybe? Like praying during the Our Father, or while you're chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I went to a talk once where they said every time you're at a stoplight, do your Kegel exercises. Or you're on hold on the phone, do your Kegel exercises. So Kegel exercises are good no matter where you go. Everyone just praises what they will do for you. If you're not sure you're doing them right, the doctor can get you in to meet with a physical therapist that specializes in Kegel exercises. They can make sure you're using your muscles correctly to strengthen them. Now that's if you have stress incontinence, because there are different kinds of urinary incontinence. Stress is when you have a little bit of leakage. If you're coughing, sneezing, laughing, exercising, then most likely your incontinence is due to stress incontinence, and that is weakening of those pelvic floor muscles.
So there's stress. What other incontinence are there?
There's urge incontinence, where you feel like you have to go to the bathroom all the time. There's overflow incontinence, where you don't empty your bladder effectively, and it leads to overflow incontinence. And there's functional incontinence. Functional incontinence is when you just physically can't get to the bathroom in time. So your situation has made you become incontinent. An example would be someone bedbound in the hospital, sick, needed to get up and go to the bathroom and couldn't. No one could get there to help them. They were incontinent. Another example would be in your home. Maybe this person's become a little bit of a hoarder and there's a long, treacherous path to the bathroom. And by the time they get there, it's too late and they're incontinent.
Sometimes I'll be coming home from somewhere and I have groceries and I'm fine. Then all of a sudden, 20 seconds before I get to my house, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom right now.
I know, it can happen
So
to
I
any.
drop everything and run in the house.
Exactly, as quickly as you can.
Can you say the four of them again? Because I want to learn this in my head.
Stress incontinence, urge incontinence, overflow incontinence, and functional incontinence.
And overflow again means?
Overflow is when you're not emptying your bladder effectively, and then because you're not urinating effectively, there's actually too much urine in your bladder and there's like an overflow. So you're dribbling because you're not effectively emptying your bladder.
And how would you deal with that?
So I think then you need to look at medications to help with that. Maybe some PTs may be able to help you some with that also. Stress incontinence or Kegels, there are some surgeries you can have. There's a lot out there. I looked up a lot on stress incontinence. And you can avoid bladder irritants. So there's things that are known to irritate your bladder. So alcoholic beverages, apple juice, cantaloupe, carbonated beverages, coffee, chocolate. There's a whole list. So if you're having issues with that, vinegar, vitamin B complex, there's a long list. So if you avoid those, that may help you with your
So no
incontinence.
alcohol, no chocolate.
I know. I don't think so.
It's true. Those two, no alcohol, no chocolate, no coffee.
Well, so the advice with that is everything's in moderation, right? But if there's something important you're going to do, avoid those things. Right? If you're going to be doing a long flight somewhere, or if you're going to be going to a ball, avoid those irritants as much as possible.
But there's always one thing that is a really good thing. Dancing, right? Dancing is good. Because you can even do Kegels. Oh, it only lasted.
And drinking water.
Okay, so what about water? Water.
Water's always good, right?
I don't know. Maybe that can cause an irritant.
No. Yeah, no, I don't think water's an irritant. No, I think water's good. If anything, what happens sometimes, especially when people are more elderly and live on their own, they'll not drink enough water because they don't want to be incontinent, which is bad. Bad. We should always drink our water.
And then they drink a Coke instead.
Right. Which is
that's an irritant, and then that will cause more leakage.
Yeah. Sometimes our common sense, what we think would work, isn't really good for us, right?
Which then, if they do that, then as you get older, it's going to cause challenges with your kidneys. Yes.
It can cause a lot of things. So as I was kind of looking at the subject, I remembered and found this small little article that it's really bad for women to hover when you're using a public toilet.
Oh, really?
It's bad.
To hover?
It's bad. Let me see if this will show. Don't hover. Does it show?
No, see, it blurs out. You got the whole
thing going on. Women don't hover over the toilet seat. So
my friend probably just said she had to go literally, so she's out of here, but she'll come back. No hovering. What about climbing up on the seat? Squatting.
Well, has someone ever done that on the toilet seat? Wow, that's ingenious.
I squat on the seat.
That's definitely better. You know, squatting is a normal position to urinate and defecate. So that's not a bad position. When you hover, though, you're not relaxing your pelvic muscles to allow you to urinate properly. And long term, that can cause issues. You can have a tendency to get UTIs, urinary tract infections, because
no fun.
Yeah. So no hovering. No
hovering.
Stop the hovering. Yeah,
that's really interesting. I've definitely hovered. And in Europe, some places they just have a hole. So I
squat
there, right?
Yeah, you squat. Absolutely. So then thinking about that whole discussion, people at work were saying, because I was talking about this Friday. Did you have something?
No, go ahead.
People at work we were talking about this, and they're like, oh my God, you have to sit on the toilet seat.
Right.
So I started looking up toilet seat covers, and you can buy them in little packages that you could take with you, flush and blow. But this article I read said, what are we all paranoid about? There aren't really very many things you're going to get from a toilet.
Yeah, but sometimes they're wet. And I'm not going to clean up after the last person, which makes
why is it wet?
Because they're hovering.
Stop hovering.
Hovering.
Toilet as it's made to be. If you're paranoid, you can get toilet seat covers they have them that are.
I carry so much when I'm traveling. I have all my little things. I have some of those too somewhere. So my friend, I'm going to interject this really quick. My friend Rich Couchet says, so this 60-year-old male is trying to enjoy his latte. This conversation is both enlightening and frightening. Don't all of us males hover in a way? So what about men? incontinence in men. That's like a
No.
dribbling. Yeah, so there's a dribbling thing that happens with guys. I even on this recently on Just Like That, the new Sex in the City, um, Harry, who's married to Charlotte, is going to the bathroom and she's on the phone and she's like, Harry, I'm on the phone. And he says, well, I'm going to the bathroom. She goes, still? And he says something like, hey, most men my age can barely do this. So be happy for me. Because don't they like, they go and then they go a little more and then they, I don't know, maybe after a latte. Latte, does it irritate men also? Coffee?
Well, they're bladder irritants no matter who you are, if you're having issues. But dribbling in older men, most of the time that's due to an enlarged prostate, which happened to all men. So that's an issue of seeing your doctor, seeing if medication will help. There's a procedure called a Urolift you can get if your bladder is enlarged, or surgeries. So it's a reason to go see your doctor and work on getting the prostate smaller so you don't have that problem. And I have to mention here that being constipated can lead to incontinence. So if you're having issues with not being able to empty your bladder or some urgency, you want to make sure that you're not constipated. All kinds of works together.
Because it's all one body.
Yeah, it's fun here. Yeah.
So, Carl Hess never sits down on public toilets. In China, you squat in China. Most
Right.
people, I mean, you guys check it out today. Try to see if you can squat down without any help. Most Americans don't squat.
Yeah.
You have to practice squatting. That's what in my yoga classes, I always get people to squat, even next to a chair. Hold on to a chair and squat. Yeah, Carla has issues. And Rob says his urologist said for men, it's not a badge of courage to hold it. Yeah, you have to go. When you have to go potty, you have to go potty. You can't wait. LeeAnn, my dog, does not like to go outside now because it's cold. She hasn't been out yet. It's 11:30. She won't go out till like 1. And she goes out and she comes back in. So she might become incontinent too. I have a friend, and I mentioned this to you. She is dealing with a serious health issue and she has a port in her back on her kidney to drain.
I think we like a nephrostomy tube, I think.
Yeah, on her back.
Yeah.
Carries a pouch, does the whole thing. Because she's not voiding enough.
Usually if you need one of those, it's because the urine's getting backed up in the kidney.
Right.
And it could be because what comes from your kidney to the bladder, the ureter, could be damaged, blocked. Most of the time it's something to do with that. That's keeping the kidney from draining.
My dad was on dialysis for about 4 years. So I learned a lot about the kidney health. Good morning, Melanie DeMore, Oakland in the house. We're talking about incontinence. So no hovering. I have that one. What else can we do? So do you think medication, when I hear medication to help you with incontinence, that kind of goes, how, why?
It depends on, with stress incontinence, you want to work on your Kegel exercises, but with urge incontinence and overflow, you may need some medications to help with what the problem really is. And you can also have mixed incontinence. You can have more than one incontinence at once, which doesn't sound fair. So really you need to find out, why am I having this leakage? Not be embarrassed about that. Try to find out, because most likely it's only going to get worse if you don't do something about it, right? And figure out what's going on with your body. So figure it out, and then it may be appropriate if the incontinence or the dribbling is due to your prostate, then you want to try to get that under control, right? So you have a normal life. We should be able to just go out and do something fun when we want to.
Yeah, I mean, to bring extra clothing with you, that's like, I mean, that's what 4-year-olds do. There's
Right.
a pair of clothes in your bag just in case.
Right.
Isn't cranberry juice good for the kidneys? Good question.
Cranberry juice is a very good. Yep, it changes the pH. Cranberry juice is very good. You can even get tablets, I think now. You don't have to drink the juice, you can get a tablet.
You can also get a supplement called D-mannose that actually keeps everything slippery. You know how fecal matter backs up and then that's where urinary tract infections happen. Taking D-mannose, you can get it at Helen's Health Hut, and it keeps everything flowing sticky. It keeps it all smooth and nice. I think that better than cranberry, because cranberry juice can actually irritate some people too if you have lots of urinary tract infections.
Yeah. It's always about, well, first of all, figuring out what the problem is, hopefully getting advice from your provider, but finding out what works for you, because we're all individuals and not everything works for everybody.
Because I had a kidney stones at one time, they had me stop all cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm reading. Kidney stones. Oh.
Yeah, I've never had that.
They're
very painful. I'm very happy I've never had them.
So how do you do your Kegels? Do you do any other exercises? Do you work on your pelvic floor? Are you lucky?
So I don't do other exercises, but I do my Kegels. I'll admit that occasionally I can have a stress continence thing. My CWOCN friend who did only purely incontinence would always give the advice of 3 quick flicks. So you do a quick pelvic floor, like you're doing your exercises, you do it really quick and let go and quick and let go and quick and let go. And that can help a lot of things, but it also might take away the urge to urinate. 3 quick flicks.
3 quick flicks, like every time, anytime you think about it, 3 quick flicks. That could be 3 quick flicks while you're watching a chick flick.
Anytime you can practice those. And I think the quick flicks work a little bit different than some of the other exercises you can do, but it's finding the right thing that works for you. And I think I've used a quick flick now and then. Personally,
I like a quick flick now and then.
Quick flick now and then.
Works for me. Cranberry juice works for Carl Hess.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
But tomatoes are an irritant. So for urinary tract infections, tomatoes can be a real irritant. But also tomatoes are really good for men to keep the prostate whole thing flowing.
Yeah, the list, like sugar, especially artificial sweeteners, can be an irritant. Strawberries, plums, pineapple, peaches, milk products. There's a lot on there. So there has to be a balance between enjoying life and doing the things you want. But if you find a definite thing that doesn't work for you, avoiding it may help.
Peaches can cause a lot of allergies in people, or a lot of people are allergic. Peaches, corn, there's some berries, like you said, strawberries. A lot of people have histamine reactions to them. Citrus. Like if you eat something, notice if you eat any of those things, if your eyes water or you just get kind of an irritation at all, even the smallest, I got a little pimple. It could have been from the peach or the strawberry or melon even. But
melons are on there too. Well, they're good things though. So hopefully I mean, I would be really sad if I couldn't eat fruit.
I know.
But if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Yeah.
Did you have breakfast yet?
Oh yeah, my husband made me a little scrambled egg and a piece of toast.
Sweet. And what's for lunch?
I don't know.
Last time you had hamburger, smash burgers?
We had smash burgers for dinner. We had smash burgers last night too.
Is it like a Saturday night smash thing?
No, but we're just Bruce kind of learned the technique, so we're into it now, for sure. For sure.
What do you have on the smash burger?
You have to have American cheese. When's the last time you've had American cheese?
Is that like red cheese? I mean, orange cheese?
Yeah, that's in the package.
You mean like the one like with you open up the package? Kraft Singles. My friend Julie Cohen was the voiceover for Kraft Singles and Kraft macaroni and cheese. That sound. Okay, so you have to have that 2 pieces, 2 slices on each smash burger?
No, just one, but I mean, I haven't eaten that kind of cheese and
So you had to buy some of that cheese.
so we had to buy some, but yeah, that's in the recipe for some reason. Pickles, mayonnaise, whatever you want. It can be a deluxe and everything. It can be whatever you want on your burger.
Deluxe like at, my grandfather never had deluxe at Mamina's Burgers, but I worked at Zitta's Grill. And we had deluxe, and deluxe was mayonnaise and olives, green olives.
Yeah.
That's what made it a deluxe. While Kay would sit there smoking a cigarette and flip the burger at the same time. It's true.
The cigarette ashes did not get into the burger?
Seriously, dude. She would smoke a cigarette. You remember Zitta's, right?
I do.
And Zitta's was a trailer that her father Frank started in the 50s. And it was the grill and then the 6 at the grill, at the counter, and then 2, an L shape. And then there were 1, 2, 3. There might have been 4 tables, but I think there were 3 tables. That's as wide as it was. Behind the counter, part of the way that Kay was a large woman, and you had to be able to fit behind her in order to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And she would have a cigarette going at her table where she read, when it was slow, she'd read the newspaper and smoke and eat. And then Millie, who just recently passed away of COVID, would be flipping, and her cigarette would be in the back, right around the corner where we made the chocolate shakes, was this big old ashtray. And after a while, I'd be like, Kay, do you want me to put the cigarette out back here while you're... It was bad. And then she'd smoke and make burger.
What year did they close?
I worked there my senior year. That was my way of getting out of school. I worked there 3 days a week. That was in 83. I think they closed sometime in the 90s because then they moved down to the train station for a while.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah.
My grandmother smoked. My grandmother would watch Cubs baseball and she'd knit, and she'd be smoking her cigarette, and she used a holder. And my grandmother could get ashes. She could get her ashes that long and they would not drop. I would just stand there. I would just sit there watching. I'd be looking at the game and I'd look at her, look at the game, I'd look at her. She got the ashes so long. She never, I know.
And she could knit at the same time.
Yeah.
Did she keep it in her mouth and knit?
Yes, she did. That's how come it got so long. And then she would drop the ash and go back again. Yep.
And then what the things did she knit? Did they all smell like
I
cigarettes?
don't know. She actually knitted bandages they were white cotton bandages, but she called them bandages, but for like, I don't know, some relief place. I don't know. It's an interesting, yeah, she did that all the time. You have to ask my cousin about that.
Where did she live?
She lived on Church Street in St. Joe for many years. for many years.
Love to
So,
walk on Church Street. Well, you've been really, it always enlightens me to sit and talk with you. And I'm, quick flicks? Quick flick?
3 quick flicks.
I'm quick flicking right as I speak to you right now.
We'll just have our new sign. We could make a sign for it. Like, you know, how you've got the thumb up and the peace signal. We could do 3. Oh, does that mean something else?
Yeah,
Could we do?
that could mean like we're gonna get.
I don't want anything.
Might not want to.
Hey, 3 flicks.
Guess what? I don't know.
So
We'll
yeah,
work on that one. But you also do something really interesting that I want you to come back anytime, obviously, but you do something that is really cool. We want to talk about that a little bit.
Is it about bathrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, I take pictures of bathrooms. So yeah, so I want to, yeah, next time I come back, I want to show some of I've been taking pictures of bathrooms probably since the 80s. So I have to go and find all of them, but I have quite a collection of either interesting bathrooms or interesting things in bathrooms. And they're usually not pretty. They're just different. So soon.
My mom's going to mass right now. I was just waving to her. Yeah, anytime. You just let me know what works for you and, call me and we'll quick flick and figure it out.
Okay.
Do you guys watch movies? Are you film buff?
We do. You know what we're doing now is we're watching all the 007 movies from the beginning.
Oh, that's cool. Are they all available?
We're renting them through Prime. They're like $3.99-ish a piece. Interestingly enough, the first 4 or 5 are a lot of what Austin Powers movies use, a lot of the same characters and situations as the first 3 or 4 007s.
Really?
There's a man with a cat, and a ring on his, yep. There's the $500,000, but that was a lot of money back then. So.
Oh, and then it was 1 million.
Yeah.
1 million. Yeah. Andre, do you remember Andre Bush, guitar player I worked with forever?
Yes.
Andre used to do a lot of Austin Powers stuff.
Yeah. So 007.
Fun.
There's 20 some of them, and we're. I think we're on 13 or 14.
Do you take breaks and watch other things in between, or are you like committed to doing this?
Oh, we watch other things. We watched the newer Ghostbusters movie the other night. Ghostbuster, I can't remember it. It's Afterlife. Ghostbuster Afterlife. It was very.
That 3 or 4.
Do you count the one with the girls or not? I don't know. I think it's 3.
I think it's 3. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow night we have a Monday night movie club. And
cool.
Tomorrow night we're discussing, this week we did rom-coms. And we'll talk about those. And then we're going to choose a time traveling movie, which will be fun. What is your favorite 007? Carl Hess would like to know.
Oh, I think I haven't gotten to it yet. It's the first few, the special effects from the 70s, they're not very good.
Are they? You can really see it? Like,
well,
oh my God, it's so cheesy.
Yeah. I mean, the doors that are supposed to be electric doors going, and you can tell that they're just sliding them. Yeah. Okay. And the fight scenes are like, they go chop, chop, bang, and they're dead. And you're like, how did they die?
You mean when he just chopped him right on the shoulder and he's out?
Or he like hits them a couple times and they fall over and go, I'm dead, and how? They didn't die. So I think it gets more, as we get into the years, we're watching Moonraker. That was 1979, about the space shuttle.
I like that one. I like For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, I don't think we've gotten to that one yet.
For Your Eyes Only. Da, 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 da.
Some great music songs in many of them. Some great songs that were written. Moonraker, they're starting to fight a little bit more like we're used to seeing. It's really a fight. It would just fall over.
That's classic. Oh, she froze.
That's the one word. I mean, interesting to see what the 80s start to look like. So,
Well,
while my puppy's saying he wants to go out.
yes, mine's still sleeping right back there. Thank you, LeeAnn. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. LeeAnn, RN to the stars. See you next time. Hey, do you have a letter for me? Oh, no letter. She left. Bye, LeeAnn. Is she great? Oh, Sean Colvin. I love Sean Colvin. Okay, you guys. I'm gonna go right now. Thank you for coming out today. Hey, let's play. Last night was P, so now I will just wait for a letter. I'm waiting for a letter right now. Live or let die, I like that too. Everybody, ooh. Sean Connery, oh yeah, I like him, but not so much. Not so much. But that's just me. Oh, Carlin, if you're here, I haven't made no cookies yet. I need to do that soon. When are you working next? Everybody, oh, everybody. Drink your water so you can go potty and do quick flicks. Yes, 3 quick flicks. Oh, I will go with P. So all of you stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And everybody come back to the show once or twice. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And from your thoughts, make them playful, and from your words, make them full of praise. And from your heart, oh, always have a philosophical kind of heart. Yes, I'll see you tonight at Poetry Glam. Yes. Carl, will you be on Poetry Glam on Sunday nights? I need to hear some Carl, poetry man. Everybody, oh, always love hard. Really hard. Thank you, LeeAnn. Thanks, everybody.